Why don't you do a test to see if you can hear it? Because sometimes when Tooth's talking to his mic, it muffles a little bit. So
Test, test.
turn your volume up for a second. Testing. Testing 1, 2.
You gotta be close on yours. Test, test.
Testing. You guys, is there anybody watching yet? Can y'all hear us?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure we get the best quality work we can get, baby.
That's right. Yours is still
It's this mic.
unplug it, plug it back
Because
up.
it's like that. It's like a.
It's working.
All right, we're testing now.
It better work. See how that does.
So delay.
Yeah, it's a small wee bit
That's your
of delay.
On dump button.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's better.
it's better.
That's better.
Tooth messed it up when he was here, didn't he? You hear that, Tooth? You hear me, hun?
You hear me, hon?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got a special segment. This will be on the radio on Saturday evening. Brought the boss in from the living room.
Glad to be here.
I'm just saying, you better behave while you're in here.
I'm going to try my best.
You better act right.
I'm going to try my best.
It's being better act right.
That's
Just
right.
letting y'all know that.
Keep an eye on this one over here.
That's right. So we're gonna. She got some things she wants to talk about. We've been trying to do like a little couples, podcast and whatnot. And
How many we done, baby?
one.
And when was that?
No,
In
last year.
May?
Yeah.
And my business coach was like, you need to schedule this and put it on the calendar like you do everything else, or you're not going to do it. And guess what? She's right.
Yeah. Well,
if you don't do it, if you
in-
don't schedule it.
in your defense, your calendar's pretty full.
It's pretty full, and in my defense, he's wanted to do it sometimes, and I've just been exhausted. And I'm like, I'm not going to give a good show tonight. So,
She just
Yeah.
laid up on the couch.
okay. Watch my day in the life videos. Anyways, but I'm here tonight, and I'm
That's
proud to be here. Thanks for letting me walk across the driveway to be here.
Well, you're welcome. It's 200 feet.
It was a long walk. I got my water and a warm egg in my pocket.
You let a breath.
for
and
eat
walk
breakfast
together. That's
later,
right.
yeah.
All right, so we're going to start it off. We'll act like we're coming back from that first break.
Okay.
Bring it.
You want to kind of tell the people before you go live, technically, why we're doing this? Because we had a guest.
Yeah, we had Tavin Dillard
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be on. Supposed to do a little interview this evening. He come down with a migraine.
Very bad migraine. About 3 o'clock today.
Yeah, so we're going to reschedule that, I believe, for next week.
Next week. We're waiting to see if we're going to do it on cut it early, but either or, you'll see that and probably be live on air next Saturday
Yeah, so
for y'all.
hope he
It's
gets
a
to
way.
feeling better. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a way.
It's the way. If y'all haven't looked him up by next week, you need to go check him out. He's hilarious.
Absolutely need to. Ben just ordered a Pickleboo hat from Tavin the other day.
Really?
Yeah. Guy told him he was coming on. He's like, "What? I just ordered a hat." I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
That's neat.
So,
Small world.
so Megan's filling in for Tavin.
I am.
Big shoes to fill.
It's some big shoes to
Get your
fill.
haunches ready. You're gonna get your apple frittler.
I got it.
You got it.
I want to say it's a way a lot because that's what he says. If
It's
you
a
watch his stuff, he goes, instead of that way, it's a way.
It's a way.
And you'll start doing it now, too. You're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common Job Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 371. Special guest, Megan Reed.
I was going to see if you got it right.
Yeah, what about
I
that?
know. I catch myself sometimes
Yeah,
messing up.
I know. I hear you.
I know.
That's me, the Travis Reed. Before we get started, Megan, what you got in that big old cup, honey?
Oh, I got some water, sweet pea. And we're staying hydrated.
Staying hydrated.
Yeah.
You got to make that long trek across the driveway.
Yeah, I was telling the viewers earlier that I had a long walk. I had to get me some water, just across the driveway from the living room. But I do it for the views, guys. I'm here for you guys.
That's right. She's in here to making sure we're doing right. She felt like she needed to come out and supervise and let us know.
Mm-hmm. Let me just be clear. Travis was like, "Hey, we fill in," and I looked really cute yesterday. Really cute. I had a photo shoot yesterday because Mama still does a little modeling sometimes, and I look cute then. But we're out here tonight in workout clothes, so Radio Land can't see that. But I just wanted to tell the people that can.
Yeah, it's all good. You look hot, babe.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Okay. We're going a little far with that one, but yeah, thanks. And honey, have we already done what you're drinking?
No, we haven't. I'm having some Sam's Purified Drinking Water.
The Sam's. It was on sale, y'all. That's what we do.
It was on sale. I'm out of tea and sugar, so it happens.
Put that on the list with the mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I know. He married a mayonnaise loving girl. I made me a BLT tonight, and I used the last bit, and I was like, we got to put that on the list.
She's like, I'm going to make you a BLT. I'm like, what's going to be a B?
Yeah, because you don't do tomato. I forgot you don't do tomato or lettuce.
Yeah. I tried a tomato, and I could not get it off my tongue fast enough. Like, it was like,
That's so weird because you love ketchup.
I love
Is
ketchup.
it just the texture of the tomato?
No, it was the texture, the taste, all of it. But I'll eat a stewed tomato.
I know that.
Like
The
in soups.
round ones.
Yeah.
Even in the soup, you
Love
eat it.
I mean, it's just fresh. But now a plate full of fresh tomatoes sitting on the counter in the summertime with a little salt and pepper
That's
on
what I was going to ask.
it looks so good. They smell so good, but they taste so bad. I can't do it. They look fantastic. I wish I liked them. I really do. It'd be nice.
I
and
wish
fun to
Pam
eat.
didn't drop you on your head so much.
Well, she
when you were
beat me.
little.
Hey, she beat me. Hello, Marie Gentry.
Hi, Marie.
Hope y'all are safe from those fires over there in East Tennessee,
Oh,
guys.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's right down the road from old Marie there. So
Mm-hmm.
y'all be careful. You also, we were talking the other day about, getting in here and talking a little bit. You got some stuff you want to talk about. But first, I got some stuff I want to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm.
Talk with Tooth about this. We did an NCAA bracket together. Usually we have your side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Little late on us, deciding to do it. So we knew the only two that got signed up.
My family were slackers this year. Let's just be real.
And you are boat racing my hind end.
I am. I look every day because I'm so excited because I failed miserably in fantasy football this year, and I talked way too much smack to be failing. And when saying there's a chance, come back, come back queen over here with my bracket, I was pumped up.
Yeah. Now, last year, I did look at last year's results, and I don't even know why you and your mama played last year.
Well, that's in the
bracket
past, honey.
challenge.
We live in the present, and I
not me.
clearly
I
am
could've
smoking
won.
your butt.
I could have won state.
Mm-hmm. Uncle Rico.
Yeah, that's me. Throw the ball over the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are, man. Good job. You are
Thanks.
destroying us.
Well, I mean, I did pick some upsets, and it's so weird because the upsets I picked that normally upset didn't upset. The ones that I didn't pick upset. So, yeah.
I haven't really even broke down your bracket yet. I've looked at a couple, and a lot of the stuff we picked the same.
I know.
A lot of stuff
And we wasn't even together when we
Mm,
picked.
nope.
We were like two different states because I was with the kids in Florida
Yeah.
or South Carolina, and you were.
I was
here.
still
You're
here.
here.
I was at work, and I was like, oh, we got to get filled out, so I'm going through. I filled 2 out. The second one that I filled out, and I just filled it out just to fill it out. I'm not playing against anyone. It was just, let's do something different. I am like 89%.
Wow.
I'm like, man, I wish I'd have put that one in.
I know.
In the one that you and I are playing, because Ben, he's over there, and he come look, he says, man, he said, your wife's beating you and you got that? I said, no, this is just the one I did afterwards just to, I said, I was just goofing around. I said, the one that her and I have, I was like, she's boat racing me bad.
Right.
But yeah, I wish I actually would have done that like on DraftKings or something, because I've done fairly well with it. But I'm just, like I said, I'm not playing anyone. It's just one to see for fun. And I changed a few of my picks up to see what happened. I should have kept that one.
Did you see where the mom on the TikTok did the board in her kid's room?
Mm-mm.
She made like the painter's tape, and she made brackets and made it magical for her kid. I was
Aw.
like, that is so cool.
That is cool. Ours would have torn it down within a day.
Well, me and you would have done a really good job like the first round, and then we'd be like, oh, we didn't move it. It's okay. They're
Yeah.
not paying attention anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. They don't
Yeah,
care.
we have good intentions.
They
but-
don't care. Hope would have came home like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cadence would have never seen it.
Nope.
Braylon would have been throwing a ball against it, and Cohen would have ripped the tape off the wall.
Cohen would have used it to outline his wrestling ring.
Yeah, for sure.
The tape.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, we were talking about some stuff that she wanted to discuss on us doing a little show together, and I concurred with several of these things. Now, this happened to me yesterday when people are driving and they pass you, get in front of you, just to turn in front of you. I had this happen yesterday leaving work. There was a van wanting to pull out of the pharmacy. So I stayed over in the left lane as to let it out, get in the right lane. I passed, didn't think nothing about it, checked my rearview mirror, got in the right lane, went through the red light, and next thing I know, here come this van hauling the mail, hauling hind end, skinny pedal mash to the floor to get in front of me just to turn within 20 yards. Why? Why do people do that?
It leads us to what we were going to talk about is our icks.
That's an ick moment right
It's
there.
an ick moment.
Like that.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely zero
And I'm anxious,
sense.
the ones that are on here right now live, and if you're riding in your car listening to us live, think about it. Think about what your icks are, because, I mean, we could go down this rabbit hole forever. And it's not to be negative, because I always like to keep things positive, but there's some ick moments. I mean, they are. I mean, there's some ick moments.
Like when I was younger, I would get, I was a hothead, had a temper.
You have a temper.
I know,
I
right?
cannot believe that.
So I would fly off the handle. Now I just laugh. I'm like,
You're like,
what?
hang on, let me do this. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how he gets
It's-
mad. Okay.
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 Well, I'm like,
Yeah.
like Keanu Reeves says when somebody says, hey, 2 + 2 is 5. Okay. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
I'm just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
Be like, done. But why? Yeah, Katie. Oh, let me tell you. Look, I'll tell on Katie later. Doing 120 miles an hour on Life 360.
Sam Talent owner?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, Katie.
And she
You're
said,
being towed on.
and she said Life 360 lied.
Live 360 line, honey,
Yeah.
I tried that. It don't work.
She tries it all the time.
It don't work. They let everybody know when I have a risky drive. I'm like, don't be telling everybody. Come on.
Because I'm a Life 360 stalker. When my child goes back
He
to
is.
back to college, when she goes back to Johnson City, I'll watch almost her entire
The
travel.
whole ride back.
When Megan and the kids went down to Myrtle Beach, I had Life 360 pulled up. All right, why are they still? What are they still doing in Atlanta? Oh, probably in traffic.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, like 2 seconds later, Megan texts me, we're still in traffic. We're in traffic. Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, I'll stalk a Life
He
360.
stalks us. Yeah.
And if there's a risky drive or phone usage, I'm like, hey, what's going? Rapid acceleration. What are we doing?
Hey, we can pull up your report. You had some hard braking the other day on yours.
That van.
Mm-hmm.
It was that van.
It is the van. Cadence is like, you can't drive. And I'm like, Cadence, hold up. This van is like, we rented a van and the brakes were like amazingly too well.
Yeah.
And I'm used to your brakes that are not so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way better than the Jeep.
Way better.
So yeah, people passing you just to turn, I do not understand it. And like the other day, we were in Johnson City. I went to visit Hope, and we're driving through there, and this motorcycle. The reason I remember the motorcycle because it looked like he was scratching his hind end at the red light. And I'm like, Hope's like, dang, he's digging in that.
On the motorcycle?
Yeah.
He had to lean up and everything.
I'm like,
huh?
man, what is he doing?
Wow.
So then he takes off. I mean, gone. Cloud of dust. I'm like, all right, this guy, he's gone. We get a mile and a half down the road to like the third red light. Guess who's there? That motorcycle.
That motorcycle. Did you like look at him, give him the look of shame?
No, I told Hope, I said, see, that right there is why you don't speed, especially through town, because he was back there a mile and a half ago or farther.
Yeah.
So we caught up to him, and we had to stop at red lights, and we still caught up to him. So doing 65 through town, that's another thing of mine. That's just because I'm old. But why? What's the point? There's red lights. There's traffic. You're not doing anything.
That and school zones. I mean, no, I have in my lifetime not realized I was in a school zone and
Yeah.
slammed on my brakes and slowed down. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I haven't ever done it, but some people, driving, what's this road called, 53 or what?
55.
55.
Mm-hmm.
that poor school zone, but by the golf course.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, it's
man,
35
I get mad
anyway.
every day. These like semi trucks are like, boom. I'm like, I hope a cop pulls you over, dude. Like
Oh,
you're in a
yes.
death trap
Oh yes.
flying through here.
All right, I got
Yeah.
one time. I knew the cop. I was going through the school zone up here by College Street,
Mhm.
and I knew the cop. I didn't know he was. I didn't see him.
Mhm.
So it was early in the morning. I'm going to. I think I'm going to Chevyville to work at the O'Reilly there, inventory something. Anyway, so it's early in the morning. I'm like, oh man, school zone. Not paying attention. I mean, I know I'm doing under the speed because cars are passing me.
Right.
And he sends me a text. Hey, man, you need to watch it go through that school zone. I'm like, dude, I was doing 15. You sure? Man, I was 100% because I do my best. I'm sure I went a little over in school zone,
Mhm.
but never egregious. And he's like, I don't know, man. Look, he's going about 30 or 35. I'm like, no, bro. Not Dudley. Not Dudley Do-Right.
Yeah, he is Big Dudley.
Yeah, but yeah, that's
I
another thing.
thought you were gonna say you told on somebody because our friend Matt's a state trooper, and I always am like, hey, are you on the clock right now? Will you watch this idiot coming in? I know. I'm sorry to all your friends that are like in law enforcement. You know you hate people like us.
Oh,
That
yeah.
they every time there's a siren, you're texting them, hey, where's that wreck at? You know. I'm that person with my friends.
Yeah, so I don't have to because she does it for me.
But you want to. You want to.
I'll just tell you, hey, text
Yeah.
Matt, see what that is.
Yeah, because like, what was he doing a commercial during the tornado that day?
Yeah.
And we drive by. I have no clue why we're that way. Anyways, I was wondering that the other day what we're doing over there on that side by the bridge. Anyways, another subject off radio, but we were driving and we see two cops up above the bridge past 111, and me and Travis are like, "Are they doing a roadblock? Is something going down?" Like, and I immediately text Matt and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he's like, "I can't tell you. It's top secret."
Yeah.
They were doing a commercial.
Oh, we were going to Beans Creek, but you had to go get a Starbucks first.
That's what it was.
Yeah, we had to go to Starbucks first.
Because if I was going to go down in tornado, I was going to go with some caffeine in my hand.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a people speeding through school zones is another
Yeah.
thing with me.
Yeah. Speaking of school, let me jump into like one of the main reasons I want to do the ick.
Get it, girl.
Oh my God. So, and again, if you follow me at all, TikTok's my biggest platform and I love it. So I spend a lot of time on there doing videos. So there'll be one posted tomorrow about this. But my kids and the school, you go through the school gate, you go about how many cars? Maybe a half a mile
Mm-hmm.
up to the school, and it goes around. And you've got parents that know they're going to drop their kids off all morning long. They know it. They leave the house knowing they're dropping their kids off at school.
Mm-hmm.
When we go through the gate, our rule of thumb is your seatbelts are off because we're on school property. Your phones are turned off, and you're grabbing your water bottle and your backpack, and you're getting it ready to go like you're getting ready to jump out of an airplane and
Yeah.
parachute.
Ready to go.
Because I don't want to be the one holding that line up because we're usually cutting it short anyways. We're always there. They're fed. They're clean. They're bathed. They're ready to start their day, and they have been kissed on, and I love you. You're so smart. But little Johnny doesn't need to hear how smart he is and how great he is when it's time for him to get out. That should have been done in the gate.
Yeah.
Creeping up to where you drop your kids off.
Exactly.
So my family, meaning me and the kids, have a thing where if we see this car, and there's a few of them that will do this, and this is every school, it's not just ours,
Yeah. All day. I agree.
we call you Peggy Sue. And it's nothing against the Peggy Sues out there. But that's how we deal with me not having like complete school road rage. And I'm like, God, Peggy Sue, come on. And now Cohen, our 7-year-old, 8-year-old now, wow, has started going, Peggy Sue, tell them bye before you leave, you know? And if you do need to tell your kids bye or film them walk in on the 60th day of school, because we're almost there to the end now, go park.
Yeah.
And walk them in.
Yeah.
Like, we got things we got to do. I love my babies, but I'm ready for them to go to school in the morning.
Half of
So-
those parents are too. That's what I don't understand.
But you got those Peggy Sues
Oh yeah.
holding up the line, and they will. There was one that got out of the car and did a handshake. And Braylon goes, not the handshake, man. And that's fine. That's fine if we're not already
You don't
pressing
have
the clock.
50 cars behind you.
And you got 2 minutes to the late bell rings.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is like, you're not the only one who's pushing
Oh,
being
there's a-
late
we're
because there's a
all.
ton of. I've been in the car with you, and there's
Yeah.
a ton of cars behind you
Yeah.
that are fixing to be late too.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy wrangling two kids and you know.
Well, I got one with the cast on now, but even before the cast, I mean,
True.
we had one that wakes up ready to fight sometimes. Whew, yeah.
And another thing, we went and picked them up Monday. I was off work. We were doing some stuff in Murfreesboro and at her old house. So I was like, oh, we're going to get the kids and they get out of school. So we pull up, I don't know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes before the bell rings. I promise you, there were 75 cars in front of me.
Honey, and I told you that was a good day. It's usually out to the road. Like I said,
All right.
we're about a half mile in for that drive in when you get in.
My first question was, does Centertown Elementary, do they not
Mm-hmm.
have buses?
We just like to pick up our kids.
Spoiled kids.
They're not
Spoiled ass kids.
They're not spoiled. You're going to edit that out.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways,
Say that word.
But I will say they do a really good job there getting the kids in and out. The teachers do. They do a really good job.
Y'all need buses.
You're just mad that there's kids getting picked up, including ours, y'all. So he's mad the fact that kids get picked up and not ride buses because he thinks the solution is to put every kid on a bus and make them get off on the bus. That way
No.
there's no kids on the pickup line.
Go on get that.
Go and get.
Well,
That's
then
how we did it in the 90s or 80s. You're probably 70s, right, for you when you were in school?
I'll turn this table over. Is what I'll do.
anyways. So you're saying that, and I get it, but times have changed a little bit, and there's grandpas. Now, what about, this is not it. This is just we're on school pickup line. What about the poor grandpas, and God love them. I know Cohen's grandpa's one of them. I love him dearly. He's going to be the first in line, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going to get there
Oh, yeah.
45 minutes early to make sure they beat the traffic.
I'm gonna tell you what. There's a lady. I don't know who she is. I don't know her name. I don't know the car. But there was a point in time several years ago that College Street. I don't know what time their pickup line starts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, honey, she's there about an hour and a half, 2 hours before they open the gate, waiting. Because I have drove by, and I'm like, why is that car sitting there? And I was out doing sales calls or whatever. And then I drive by an hour later, she's still there. I'm like,
Some people are like, I'm not going to sit in that traffic. I'm going to get out. I mean,
You're-
I get it.
but she's still sitting there.
Yeah. But she may just be doing her cross proposals. You don't know. I will say, if my daddy was still alive and he could have drove, when he was, obviously, he had a race car accident. He was legally blind. He couldn't drive. But if he could have drove and got the grandkids, he would have been the one that was there 2 hours early,
Yeah.
too. He would have sat there. I know how my daddy was. He would have sat there and he would have thought about this all day long. He wouldn't have done anything else. He would have watched the Waltons, ate his lunch, and then he'd be like, okay, I got to go get in the car and wait for Braylon. Because even when he waited for Braylon to get off the school bus, because Braylon was off the school bus at the time, he would sit there and that would be his routine.
So he did ride the bus.
He did ride the bus because Dad couldn't drive.
Yeah, right.
But if he could drive, and when my Nana was still alive, she would get him sometimes. And she was early. I just think that people that are retired or people that just don't, they've done all they're up at the butt crack of dawn and they're done all their errands. They don't mind just sitting there. They don't
Yeah.
have to be entertained on their phone all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I'm not that way. I will sit there and wash dishes, clothes, everything. And that's why I'm always running late, because I think I have more time. I think it's ADHD. You have it too. We all have it. We're undiagnosed, where we think we have more time than what we do. And we want to utilize every second.
Right. But,
And then it backfires on
and
us.
I got some stuff to add to that too that I want to ask. I thought about this the other day because something similar came up. But we're going to take a break right quick. We come back. We got more with Miss Megan Reed. Got some more icks we want to talk about. One of them, I think we're going to fight on this one. I'm not really sure. We might.
Now, we don't take much to get us in a Google debate. We will pull out the Google.
You dang right.
Googler.
Google debate. We'll text folks.
We'll text folks and we'll do a poll.
That's right. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 371. Special guest, the wifey,
Glad to be here.
Miss Hotness.
He's
Megan
sucking up because
Yeah, because I'm fixing to make her mad.
he's about to make me mad with some
Yeah.
kind of ick he's getting ready
Me,
to
the
say.
Travis Reed. Before we went to the break, we were talking about, like your dad when he was alive. If he had to go pick up Braylon, or if he was able to, that's his goal all day long.
Mm-hmm. He thought about it all day.
I do that.
Oh, I know.
Like if I know I've got something to do, and I've read about this, other people do it too, so I don't feel as
Mhm.
bad or weird or strange, or like there's some more wrong with me than there already is. But if I got something to do at 2 o'clock, my morning from the time I wake up till 2 o'clock is shot. Completely ruined. Because I know at 2 o'clock I got to do this. I can't overcommit in the morning doing this, and this, so I'm not late to doing that. And usually I'm not. I'm better at being on time now. When I was younger, I was late constantly to everything. But I do that consumes my day. Is I have an appointment at 2 o'clock to go do something, and then the rest of my morning is completely shot.
Me and you've kind of talked this before. I have that as well. How I have gotten over that, to add to that, I'm going to tell you this last time we talked about this, is I have to almost audibly tell myself a time and set timers on my phone and Alexa. That way, okay, Megan, you're going to check emails from this time to this time. You're going to do this from this time to this time. And that way I know I've said it out loud in my head. I have to hear myself say it. So I know I can, it's almost like I give myself permission.
Yeah.
You know, like I give yourself permission not to have anxiety about this, that you have to be somewhere. I mean, it's weird, but I totally get, maybe that's why I guess we're made for each other, is that we're both weird in our own ways. But I think that, I think that is an issue that I have as well. And I've had to kind of overcome that by giving myself almost to-do lists, like tasks.
Right.
And I really feel like when they say ADHD, like I know I'm undiagnosed, because everything that I look at, I'm like, oh my God, I'm keeping this mic. Oh my gosh, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
And that's something that I find helps me, is if I set an alarm, then I know that I'm not going to forget. Because I'll zone in, and a lot of people do that have ADHD. They'll zone in and lock in, hyper focus on something, and you better hope you hyper focus on something that you need to work on. Don't hyper focus on something that you don't need to work on, because you're going to be locked in on that for a minute.
Yeah, that's for sure. Don't follow. You don't follow. There's this thing called ADHD memes on Twitter, on X. That makes me think, dude, I got it bad. Like, I'm eat up with it. Like, it is all over me, because they'll post a meme, and I'll see it, and I'm like, oh gosh, that's me. And I'm like, oh, well, what do I do about this? I don't know what to do. And so don't follow that for you, because you'll see it, and then you're like, oh my God, you've got to go to the hospital right now. You're sick. Something's wrong with you. Because like every meme, I'm like, oh, that's me. Yep, that's me too. And that's me. And well, that's probably me. So that's
why it pays off for people that are like that to have a little fire starter wife to be in there and be like, nope, we ain't doing this. You gonna stay focused today, boy. Yeah,
you're right. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it those when I don't think I've ever. I think I picked them up several times from school, but I never had to experience that long of a line before in school.
And that wasn't even that long. Like, I mean, that's what's baffled me when you were complaining about it. I'm like, it's almost up to, like, there's two gates, the main gate and the other gate.
Well, it's never been that bad when I picked them up, ever. So I'm like, what is going on here?
Sam said that's why I like you. You remind me of Xander.
That's her son. Oh my gosh. All right. So we went over passing to turn.
Mm-hmm.
That happened to me just yesterday. It's happened numerous times, and I've griped on this show about driving and other people. If people just drove like I drove, the world would be such a better place.
Right.
If people just do what I ask, do what I want you to do without me having to tell you, you should already know what I want you to do. We would all get along.
Yep.
Everything will be fine.
Be great.
Peggy Sue's in the parking lot.
Those Peggy Sue's, man, you ask Cohen Bradley about that.
Yeah.
He gets fired up on some Peggy Sue's.
And when Cohen gets fired up, he gets fired. Now, he got fired up with me last night. So, hun.
Your hun what? Yeah.
I had to reconnect his VR.
Oh, his VR.
Not my PlayStation 5 that's in his
Cohen
room.
says it's his too.
Yeah. So I had to reconnect the Wi-Fi on or whatever, and I was talking to Hope on the phone. I said, I'll get in a minute, buddy. And then I got the phone with Hope, and he's like, hey, yes, I'll be right there. Hang on a second. He's like, you know what, Reed? You can just do it in the morning. He said, I think I'm going to bed. And
At 8 o'clock.
8:04. 8-year-old's putting himself to bed. And I was like, you going to bed already? He's like, yeah, hun. He's like, you ought to think about going to bed right now, too.
He did, because his mama was going to bed, because I've been tired.
And I said, Cohen, it's 8:04, honey. I'm not going to bed now. You should. Now, I ain't sitting there going to listen to you watch your shows on volume 52 all daggone night. You need to get in the bed. And I'm like, hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up.
It's always 51 or 52.
Yeah. Always. So,
It's a volume.
what's up, the duck? Watching on Facebook Live. What's up, guys?
Hello.
So, I was like, look, dude, so when he gets fired up about something, he gets fired up, you know. So if he gets fired up on Peggy Sue's in the school parking lot, it's something else.
Yeah.
Now, this one gets me fired up because there's reasons why I do this and several different reasons.
I already feel my neck getting red. I know what you're going to say.
Megan can't stand people backing into parking spots.
It's not the fact that they're backing in, because I get it. Maybe because I'm just jealous because I can't park, period. But it drives me insane when we have to sit there. If you can't do it quick, then you lose a car to backing into a parking spot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You lose it. I don't want to sit there and watch you back in 4 or 5 times.
I get that part. Like, if you go to a Walmart or a Food Line, if you want to back in, then you need to park towards the end. If you're not, then pull forward.
Right.
Pull in forward. Now, the reason why I got used to doing it is because where I used to work, they wanted all the employees to back in. That way, when people roll by, our bosses and this and another, they could gauge who's in the parking lot, customers or employees, you know, just to get an idea. Hey, I wonder if that store's busy, that yada yada. So we backed in, and when you're a delivery driver for that place I worked at, you were taught to back in places and then pull forward. It's apparently safer, but you still got to back up. So whatever. But anyway, so that's why I do it. That, and if we're going somewhere and I'm like, all right, if you back in, you can pull straight out in case of emergency. You don't have to back up. You can just get in there, fire it bad boy up, and go.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I'm surprised President Trump hasn't put you on the Secret Service detail with all your safety skills, Chuck Norris.
I'm telling, and there was a Mimi or a Tiki talk about one other day where a guy's walking through the mall, and he's like, all right, I see that guy, I can take him. All right, exit over here. Guys, more guys than I know that I thought do this.
They do, especially people with military experience. I mean, they can't help it. It's almost, it almost will give them PTSD, anxiety if you don't let them sit with their back to the, to the wall, things like that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of friends that served, and they're like, nope, I got to. Now, I know you didn't serve, but you like to do that. So sometimes if we're in a little tiff, how I get Travis back is if we're going out to eat, I will go purposely and sit with my back against the wall and be like,
even if we're not in a little tiff, she just wants to aggravate like she did Monday at Demas's.
I did.
Yeah, my back was to the entire restaurant, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm fixing to get attacked or something.
Yeah,
something's gonna happen. But that's why I do it.
Yeah, but it's just a thing. Like, you see, you guys, ladies and gentlemen both, you watch next time you're in a parking lot. It's a thing. It's not just I'm gonna back in. It's almost like a girl in the movie theater thing. They got to put the arm back like this, and Radio Land can't see this, but they got to put their arm back like this, and they got it's like a whole movement they got to do. I just get so mad at watching. I'm like, just park normal, or just park and don't waste my time. Like, I've lost 3 spots on the waiting list in the restaurant because I've had to wait for you to back up. I got to find a name for them. Peggy Sue's is for the people that hold up the school line. I got to find up a name for the backup driver.
It's got to be a guy, and it can't be Chad because they drink Monsters and punch holes in drywall.
It's got to be something like.
It's got to be a dude.
Like somebody's gonna go to the Hardy Breakfast Club, like an Elmer or something. Not Elmer, but I don't know. Something
Well,
like
I feel like it's younger type guys because a lot of times people that go to car shows a lot do that. Especially if you ever, next time you see one, pay attention to a Mustang backing up. Especially if it's a manual 5-speed.
Yeah.
Or a 6-speed in like Tooth's case.
And
Tooth doesn't do that when he backs. He just backs up and does it. But a lot of guys Mustang, because I've had 2 Mustangs and I did it. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know why I did it, but I did it. When they're backing up, the whoa, 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 whoa. Some people say it's because it's fixing to die, because it's a Mustang, this piece of crap is fixing to die. A lot of times it's because they do it so people will look at their car. That's why they do it. Mustangs, Camaros really don't do it that much.
Unless you're my son, he blew his engine up.
Yeah, well, yeah. and I don't know the numbers. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I'm just pulling this out of my hind end. There are more to me, what I've seen personally, there's more 5-speed Mustangs than there were Camaros. So Mustangs are going to do it because they use the clutch. Most of the Dodge Challengers, Chargers, they're automatic, so they don't do it as much. I had a friend, a guy that worked for me, he had an automatic Mustang. But he drove it like a 5-speed. So when he's pulling in a park spot, going boom, 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 he would put it in. He would hit reverse, slide it in neutral a little bit, rev the engine, boom, 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 put it back in reverse. So people would think he had a 5-speed, but he had an automatic.
That's a lot of work for nothing. Yeah.
When he took off down the road, and he'd let off the gas, and then shift it into second with his automatic. And then in the drive, like
Travis has had a lot of years on his car voices, y'all. He's always been really good at those.
Yeah, I can make the noises. Yeah. That's for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. So it's just a thing. That's just one of my things. I don't care. And if I'm ever going this way, it's a way.
Yeah, it's a way.
It's a way. It's because I have a parking spot and I pull through that and then pull through the other one. I'm not backing up doing it.
See that, and I do that when I go to Walmart.
That's fine.
I do it because, especially at Walmart, because it's and it depends on what time of day you go. If it's busy, you don't want to back up, and I hate being in people's way when they're trying to park.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'm not this all holy guy of parking lots. I will call you out if you don't put your buggy back. Thank you, Eli.
I was gonna say we got to talk about Eli Kidders. Is the buggies? He can't stand somebody. I'm the same with him. Not putting their buggy back.
I feel like his thunder has been stolen because a lot of people are posting about this, but Eli started this literally 8, 9, 10 years ago.
So he's been on it for a minute.
He's been on this crusade for years.
Yeah.
Not putting your buggy back. You just look, I'm energy efficient. I'm not lazy. I'm energy efficient. I save my energy for things. But I will go put a buggy up.
Right.
If I have to walk all the way across the parking lot, Dudley Do-Right's going to put the buggy back up.
Travis is one of those, and he gets the name Dudley from me. Sometimes he gets mad. I call him Dudley and Wapner sometimes. He's like, if you call me that one more time. Anyways, but it's funny because he is like, if it says stay off the grass, like if there's a sign that says that, nobody's watching him. Nobody.
Yeah.
But he thinks like there's security cameras watching him and that they're internally waiting for somebody to step on the grass. He'll literally step on the grass, but oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay.
You never know when somebody's watching.
It's okay. Yeah. And I'm a rule follower. I used to think that I was a great rule follower until I met you. Well, unless I'm like at an event. Like, you have to push the limits sometimes. Like, you have to act like you're supposed to be somewhere, and that's how this is a marketing tip here. If you go to like an event and stuff, yes, there's rules to follow. You have a press badge or media badge. There's rules to follow. However, you also need to act like you've been there before.
Right.
And I do. I'm really good at that. And
that's how she's friends with all the folks in the country music industry, because she wasn't supposed to be back there with the group that was going to hang out with Randy Houser, and you just hey guys, what y'all doing?
No, that one started because
I like my story better.
I said I was with 615 VIP, and I was, and they thought that I was going to do an interview, and they told me to come back there on the houseboat, and I became friends with them. But I became really good friends with like Felicia and all them because of that. So that was a meant to be destined moment, and then it just happened. The country music, I always say, is very cliquish, not in a bad way, but it's almost the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Right.
Like you know somebody. Bonnie Sue's calling me. I have to call you back, Mama. Doing a radio show right now. Yeah. But it's like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Did I say that right, sweetheart? Okay.
7 degrees. 6 degrees.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Yeah.
It's actually smaller now.
Is it really?
It's like 3.
Wow.
Of everybody.
That's crazy. But it's like that in the country music industry. Like, if you know one person, there's somebody will know somebody knows somebody. Because we went to Losers that night, for John Daly's thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was so crazy how many people I knew from one person to the next person. Yeah. And it's just like they're all connected. And they're always at the same events together most of the time if they're not on tour.
Well, I knew a lot of people there. They just didn't know me.
But and the thing is, they're just humans like us. And they just want to be treated like humans like us. They don't want people snapping pictures and videos of them, and just go and talk to them.
Well, that's
Some
fine.
of them, it's usually not them. It's usually the people that are like wanting to be them.
Yeah.
You know, we had some that were like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, we
but
did.
no, don't name drop. But anyways, just be a human. They're human. Just be human around them. But I have no clue how we got down that rabbit hole.
I will. Just,
We struttled down there.
yeah.
Speaking of strutting,
Uh-huh.
yesterday
Uh-huh.
when I did my little photo shoot,
Yeah.
I had the photos. I had a boutique reach out. They were doing a photo shoot, and they wanted me to come in and do some photos. And I was like, sure, great, I love to do that. So after work, I headed over to Old Hickory Hermitage area, and we did some photos. And what's crazy is, even though I've done this before, it's so funny because you don't know you don't know what clothes you're going to be wearing. You kind of have an idea. They tell you what shoes to bring. You kind of have your own hairstyle. I bring hats and different things to kind of pair with it, jewelry, whatever. But you don't know really who you're meeting besides what you see on social media. You don't know what the place is going to look like. You don't know which photographer you're going to be working with. And so you're just kind of going in there, but you have to kind of act like you know what you're doing, right? Because you've been there, whatever. They want me to come in and do this. So you come in, and it's so awkward. And I've talked to other people that have done like photo shoots before too. The first 10 minutes of a photo shoot, unless you do it full time and you're Cindy Crawford and all this stuff, is the most awkward thing. Because you're trying to build a rapport. If you have a really good photographer, they're going to make you feel like you're awesome. And they're going to be like, do this, do that, do this. And they're going to joke with you. And this was a really good photographer. Like, I felt so comfortable with her at the end, but the first 10 minutes was so awkward.
Mhm.
Like, you're like, am I doing this? you do like smiles and poses, and you're like, am I doing this right?
Well, do
Am I
my
holding my
hands.
hands right? What do I do with my hands, But I will say, one thing that came back like riding a bike,
Mhm.
they're like, let's go outside and do a reel. And I just want you to strut. I just want you to do the catwalk.
You brought your pageant
Honey,
days,
I brought
didn't
my pageant days back, and it was like I was on the runway for Miss Tennessee again. I was walking. They were like, oh, my gosh. And I was like, I'm more shocked than myself.
you?
Like, I went back and watched the video, and I was like, I am so proud. I'm 41 years old, birthed 4 children, and I can still
Still strut.
it. So, yeah, I had to show Travis. I was like, look at this video. I was so excited. But
And
it
she was
is-
walking like she had flowers in her arm and everything. Like, no, what are you doing?
I didn't do that. I didn't go
She
that
didn't.
far,
She
but
didn't.
I didn't do the wave or anything. But there is a way you have to walk. If you've done pageants, you're listening, you know.
I've done a couple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have? Like a baby pageant?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you win?
I got most handsome.
That's what?
Handsome.
I thought you said Hampson. Like,
I got best hamster.
Okay, I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it was a fun experience.
it was fun.
But you just have to show up no matter what you do in life. You take anything out of this whirlwind of ADHD radio show tonight, just know that you have to show up like you've been there before, no matter what you do.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what we're trying to say. And don't back into parking. All right.
Yes, back in the party. All right, guys, taking a break. We come back. It's Common John update. We got lunchtime theater, music of the week, a little bit of Travis talk, and then find out what we have learned. And we'll also go over some George Foreman recipes that Tooth and I hold near and dear to our hearts.
Rest in peace.
Yes. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, for you on Facebook Live, that'll end the radio portion. We're going to hang out here for a few more minutes.
Yeah.
And talk. We actually are, I want to bring up the Foreman Grill to Megan because Tooth and I talked about it at length the other evening. Good conversation. I missed my Foreman Grill. I meant to ask my mama if it's still in my grandparents' house.
I think I still got one. Probably needs to be good cleaning.
It brought back a lot of good memories. And then we'll just see where this ADHD podcast
I
goes.
like it. I like being unpredictable because you never know. You get all kinds of stuff and all kinds of knowledge.
That's
You're going
why-
to walk away up.
That's why I don't use my blinker when I drive. You never need to let them know your next move.
Or whatever, Mister. I'm going to throw a fit about cutting people off. That's a lie.
Yeah. Man. All right. So, so Megan, Tooth and I, the other evening, we had we paid a little tribute to George Foreman. He passed away last was it Friday? I believe it was. Sad because he entertained us with the boxing. Very colorful character later on in his life. Didn't seem so mean as he did early on. didn't watch him, but at that age, because I wasn't born, I was like -5, I think, when he retired.
You just want people to eat better.
Yeah. So he gets the opportunity for George Foreman Grill, the lean mean grilling machine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who that was supposed to go to first instead of George Foreman? Hulk Hogan.
Really?
And Hogan, I remember, I think I read it in Hogan's book. And I don't remember why he turned it down. But I think, and me and Tooth both kind of agreed that it would have sold a lot.
But it wouldn't have been around as long.
Because Hogan, he had his niche audience, and everybody knew who Hulk Hogan was, by far. He was one of the most popular athletes in the country, in the world, really. It would have sold, but I don't think people would have believed him as much as they did George Foreman when George Foreman was doing those infomercials, and he was all smiling and cheesy and happy because he was happy. And they said he made, somebody asked him, said, I hear you've made over $200,000 on sales of Foreman Grill. He's like, oh, it's more than that. There were 8-9 months in a row where he got checks every month for over $8 million. $8 million a month. Tooth was telling me that
Dang.
when he got his first check, it was small because George had bought one for all of his kids and his mom and his wife and everybody else. So he got his first check and was like, whatever it was. And he was like, oh, that's probably the last check I'll see of this. He says, just the ones I bought. Well, then the next month it was like $1,500. And he's like, oh, okay, well, that's not bad. Wow, that's shocking. I wouldn't expect that. The next month was like $40,000. And he was like, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on here?
And
then
then
it just kept going up.
Yeah.
And like I said, there was months. He was making over $8 million a month. Like
Off of the grills?
Off of the grills.
Boy, I bet Hulk Hogan wish he
Yeah.
said it. But I don't know if he could have done it like that, though.
That's exactly what I said. He would have sold it to the wrestling audience, to sports fans. But George Foreman reached farther than just sports fans, because of, I think, of how he acted in his infomercial about it. Because Hogan would have been Hulk Hogan instead of being Terry.
Right.
Terry Bollea. He would have been, well, brother, this machine does this, and George Foreman's all smiling, happy. You can do this with it, and you're just kind of like, I feel like that's my uncle that we're in the kitchen cooking because it's George Foreman. He just kind of had that thing where Hulk Hogan was he was larger than life. Where you're like, I'll buy it because Hulk Hogan's name on it. George Foreman, you're like, dude, this man probably eats off of this. You know what I mean? What are you gonna say?
No, I was listening. Mom called again. I had to make sure it was an emergency. My family's in from Miami. They had dinner tonight.
Oh,
Shout
cool.
out to Mike and Camille from Miami.
Yeah.
Homestead. Yeah, so they were up there. So yeah, I always had to make sure there's nothing wrong.
They go to the race Sunday?
I doubt it. No, they're big boat people.
Oh.
They used to have a marine. They used to work on boats or something like that. But yeah, good people. I wish I got to see them. But anyways, so I wasn't trying to zone out. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't an emergency right now. But that's crazy. And this is people. If you're a really big sports fan, you're gonna hear this. You're like, "There's no way." Do you know some people confuse George Foreman and Mike Tyson together?
They're just stupid.
They did. Like they confused them. Like they were like they knew they were different, but I guess they were both in the boxing, whatever. I think that they wasn't big sports fans, and they just saw a boxer out there.
That's dumb.
Just saying.
Because, I mean, that's like getting, if we want to say that, we'll talk about Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair being the same person. They're not. Totally different.
But if you're like, oh, it's two blind guys wrestling, and you don't follow it, you just catch a glimpse of it, then maybe you would. But either or, I just thought that was just unfactual. What do you call it? Useless facts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had the George Foreman. The George Foreman was the first time I ever made a hamburger, by myself. And my mom got it for me for Christmas because she knew I was getting ready to live by myself when I went to college. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I could never get it right, though, for a little bit because I would be really pink in the middle. I think I would pat them too hard. But then my Nana told me to take aluminum foil, put you some potatoes and some onions in there. She would take squash. And
she'd make a little roast on there.
Yes, it was so good. She wouldn't make a roast, but it was like just the vegetables.
Like a roast.
Like a roast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but
a
she would like a grill.
Yeah.
We need to start using that more.
Yeah. Well, that's what I told too. I was like, man, if it's at my mom, I'm bringing it over here.
Yeah,
If it still works,
because it was easy.
when I got mine for Christmas, and I'm was going to my dad's mom's house for Christmas dinner supper. I get over there, and my dad's like, "Well, what's Santa bring you?" You know, jokingly, and I said, "A George Foreman grill." He started laughing. He's like, "You're smiling way too much. Are you happy?" I was like, "Yeah, it's a Foreman grill, dude. I'm in on this. This is
in.
awesome."
Let's go.
And he was like, "Okay, all right." And Granny, I worked at Bull's uncle's gas station at the time, and I worked from noon to 9. Well, I wouldn't wake up till like 11, but I wake up to the smell of steak cooking on a George Foreman grill every morning.
Do you remember when that grill came out? It was also real popular because the steak seasoning came out. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like McCormick's, and it was like the big pepper. They had like the big flakes of the pepper in there and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd get that sucker on there, and I'd put it all over that hamburger patty and just smash it out real good, because they sold it as it's healthy because it drains, it's elevated,
Right.
it drains the grease off.
Yeah.
That was the only thing. It was kind of greasy a little bit because my little grease trap was very small. I had a
Yeah.
smaller version of
Right.
it, but I liked it. We need to find that. But now you got Blackstones and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, but it's just the nostalgia of it, because Granny, like I said, she would cook on it every day, and
You wake up and smell it.
wake up and smell it, man. And I had hamburgers on it, pork chops, chicken, and every
I never had pork chops. I think I was afraid of pork chops.
yeah, not pork. Yeah, it was fine. It worked great. The weirdest thing I did. The first thing, what was it? It was Telltale, and I already forgot it. Daggum.
Daggum.
I did some tuna steaks. That's what I started off with, tuna steaks.
Back then?
Food Line had them, and they were, of course, they're frozen, and they put them in their little tiny seafood section. So I'm like, oh, I'll try that on the Foreman. The time I was living at home, I didn't have plenty of money, but I had enough where I could buy food. If I wanted to get a big steak, I could, and everything. So I got that. Cooked the tuna steaks. I'm like, man, that's pretty good. What a wild thing can we put on here? So I went to Food Line, a day or two later, whatever. They had a shark steak, and I was like, yeah, I'm down. I'm doing this.
I bet you would. Yeah.
Oh, it was good. Yeah, I put a little lemon juice on it, a little salt and pepper.
Was it tough?
A little. It was a little. The texture was fairly weird.
Yeah.
Fairly weird.
Yeah.
But it was fine. But Tooth was telling me he would take a hot. Now I never had a hot dog on one. Never thought about it.
Oh yeah, you cut it.
Yeah, he
You
said
like blacken like a fry hot dog.
cut it down the middle,
yeah.
flat it out, piece of cheese, like in the crevice of it.
Never did that.
Put a piece of bread, lightly butter it, smash that thing down. It was like a little hot dog sandwich.
Kind of like what you did the other
Kind
night.
of like I did with the
Because you did
grilled
like
cheese
a grilled
hot dog.
cheese hot dog.
Yeah.
That would have been something for that truck a long time ago. You could have done that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Now
could have.
you think of it. That could have kept things rolling for us. What are you thinking about?
I have thought of so many things I could have done on that food truck, and I'm just like, geez, dude, why didn't you couldn't see the forest because of the trees.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
That's for sure. But Foreman was cool. I ate tons of stuff on it.
Thank
Tons of
God
stuff.
for Foreman's. They made us all think we could cook, and we really couldn't. But that's okay.
Oh man, we would have all kinds of hamburgers. My cousin, he'd get down there and he'd just doctor up a hamburger with salt, pepper, garlic powder, McCormick season you're
Mhm.
talking about, lemon pepper. I mean, you name it, he put it on a burger.
Yeah,
And it was
it was good.
yeah, it was good. Like I said, Granger wore that thing. I mean, plumb out.
Well, what was it? We have a family group chat, and when I posted that, he passed, my sister goes, "Let's all pull out the Foreman's.
Yes.
Let's all pull them back out, because we still got them
Oh, yeah.
somewhere.
I'm.
It's probably gross. It might be extra seasoned.
Oh man, it would. Oof. I don't know about that, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing that scares about Granger. I know she hadn't used it.
You just have to season it real good.
Dang near 20 years.
Yeah.
I would assume. Yeah, gross. Gross. But it's fun time.
It's a good time.
Yeah. So another thing you want to talk about, husbands in general.
Oh, that was just part of the ick.
Oh.
That was just
Am I
part
ick?
No, but it sometimes wives will agree, husbands in general. It's
Mhm.
like sometimes like an extra kid with us. But
Yeah, you knew that.
oh, I knew that coming into
You knew
it.
that.
That's about, when you're with somebody for 3 years before you get married, everybody's like, how's married life? And I'm like, it's just another day,
Yeah.
like,
It's another day me wanting to kill you.
yeah. Look, here's Megan. You gotta remember, it was me and my kids for a long time. Like, I was a single mom for a very long time. And even before I became a mom,
Mm-hmm.
I always loved my alone time. Very much so. I would be somewhat of an introvert extrovert.
Right.
And he knows that. Like, he knows if I get overstimulated and I'm like, yeah, do we need water? I need to go to the store. I come back, I'm a different person. He knows if he lets me go to Google for an hour, it's like therapy for me. So it really is. So he knows that, and we understand each other and things like that. But like, I have to have, like, even if I do an event, like the next day, I'll keep my calendar really light because what do you call it? Empath. Like, I feel everybody and everybody's emotions and everything, and I want to make sure everything's perfect for everybody when I do an event or something like that. Or even with the kids, and I'll go all out for our stuff. Like, some Hope comes into this and she's like, oh my gosh, like, she celebrates everything. I'm like, honey, we celebrate everything around here. She's like, why didn't you do this when I was younger? Because I didn't have a Megan in my life. That's why. Because we make a big deal over it. We have movie nights. We have Halloween's a big deal. I try to make big deals, so I want to make good memories for my kids. But there is times where I'm like, I'm overstimulated. This house is smaller with all of us in here. We're all loud. I need a moment. I'm going to go back in my room and put my headphones on and just look at my stuff. I got the kids fed. They're bathed. They're ready for bed. And Travis loves to aggravate. That's when he thrives at aggravating.
I'm pretty good at it.
He can't stand it.
Yeah.
He can't stand it. And husbands in general, wives in general, because you can say the same thing about wives. Like, we had a king size bed when we first got married. When we first got married, when we first got together, you had a king size bed.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew we were remodeling and we were going to get a new bed or whatever. Travis it was California king.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. Travis on this side of the bed slept on this much of it. We're not radio anymore. So if you're watching, this much of it in the bed, like, he didn't move. That's the part of the bed he slept on. So I'm like, we need more room because me and him have gobs of shoes, gobs of clothes. We're going to have to put like a extra storage unit for clothes here. And I haven't even got everything out of the house. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. We got a queen bed. And Travis has decided to become a full bed sleeper and cuddler. I'm like, hold up. I was the cuddler when we first got together, and you slept on this much. I have become an uncuddler now because I'm used to, like, you hold, like, good night, love you, and then rolling over. So I'm used to, like, my space. I will wake up and this man will be, like, all up near me, snoring. And this is before we got married. People were like, well, you got married. I knew this before. I still married him because I love him. But you have become a full bed sleeper after we get a queen bed.
Well,
you could have done it the whole time we had a king.
What happened was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She put a body pillow in between us for me to leave her alone. And now it's kind of like one of those things. Hey, you put up a fence, I'm going over it.
I'm going to be next to my wife.
Yeah, get out of my way. So I'm like, I guess subconsciously when I'm sleeping, I'm like, no, body pillow be dang.
I mean, he got the leg over.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm like, oh my God, if this man don't quit snoring.
You snore too?
It's a cute snore. I might snore just a smidgen. I got some mouth tape off of TikTok, and you're supposed to put it on your mouth when you sleep. And you don't snore anymore.
It will choke me to death.
I bet yours would. I probably wouldn't do it to you.
Yeah, thank you. That or pull my beard hair out.
Yeah, you might pull your beard hair out.
She bought it to She got it to torture me.
Yeah, that's it. I got it because it's a sample to do a video for TikTok, so it's free. I'm gonna try it tonight and see if it works. I need to fall asleep first.
On you?
For me.
Oh, okay. We always fall asleep first.
I know. I do.
Like this time last night, you were asleep.
Y'all can pray for me. Like, I don't know what's going on with me. Like, I am so tired here lately. I went to bed at 8 o'clock 2 nights in a row. And I'm still tired when I wake up.
I was bored to death.
Yeah, because he knew I wasn't feeling good, so he didn't pick on me then.
No.
He didn't.
I didn't. It was, then Cohen goes to bed at 8 o'clock, can't go in there and get my PlayStation.
Well, you pick on Cohen, too.
Well, I know, but he was asleep, too.
Travis it's like he has to aggravate. Like, he has to get out of his system. It's like a kid that needs to, like, run off his energy. He has to aggravate before he goes to bed.
I'll aggravate the stew out of him. I
He
don't care.
will. And it's so fun. He loves it because he aggravates Cohen, and Cohen's like, Reed, get out of my room.
Yeah. You go ahead and get now.
Go ahead and get.
He
You
shoos me.
can go.
Yeah, you can go.
You can go.
I'll go in there every now and then. Like if I go back to the bedroom or whatever, I'll reach in there, and if whatever kids are here, I'll kind of go. I get up and go get something to drink or go to the bathroom or whatever. I'll kind of pop my head in everybody's room just to say hi. Cause I used to do it to Hope all the time as a kid, and she got to like, God, what do you want? I'm like, hey, just saying hi, just to let you know, hey, I'm still here, and you can come hang out with us, but you want to sit there. I'll do it with Hope when she was a kid. Hey, you can come in the living room with me if you want to. No, I'm on my phone. So I just do it just to, pay them a little bit of attention. But when I get in there, I'm like, yeah, they need aggravating. Then I need to do something to them. So I'll fist bump Cohen. He's like, all right, get out.
Because he knows.
And he shoos me out with his little finger. He's like, go on, get out, get out. And
get
then,
out, Reed.
Kay, she's like, what up, bro? She's cool with it,
Yeah.
And I just, hey, what up? And Braylon, he'll usually end up calling me a chump or
You can't aggravate Braylon.
something. No, he doesn't care.
No.
He literally does not
He will
care.
put it back.
Yeah.
He is like the king of aggravation.
And so it's. I try. I'm not gonna stop trying. I'm still when we get done, I'm gonna go inside and aggravate him. Cohen will be asleep.
We're gonna have to cut it short because it is about to put Cohen to bed. He got to tell his mama good night.
Yeah. Well, that and somebody else is gonna go to bed while I'm up editing the show for the radio. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, like I gotta go check on those kids. We gotta cut this show
Yeah,
off.
we
getting,
goodness.
it's getting a little late.
Yeah, I gotta go.
But since this is not on the radio and it is Thursday, big shout out to Kim. Happy birthday,
Miss Kimberly Clark.
That's where Tooth is tonight,
Yeah.
celebrating his wife's
Tooth is
birthday.
Tooth is on assignment. He was on assignment 2 weeks ago because it was his birthday, and he's on assignment tonight because tonight is Kim's actual birthday. We're going to have to eat with him tomorrow night, and we're going to watch the Tennessee NCAA tournament game tomorrow night at their house. So be a good time. Get to hang out. I ain't hung out with them. We haven't hung out with them.
We haven't hung out. We saw Ashley and Eli at a ball game. Wasn't even planned. It was just good to see people. Like, oh, hi.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. We haven't hung out with the group in a long time. We've had a lot going on. They've had a lot going on, and here lately, spring, we've had sports almost every weekend. But when Braylon broke his arm and now he's hurt, and it's really weird. I mean, Cadence has still got sports, and we'll do her stuff, but it's really weird not going to like a million practices.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something.
So it is so odd.
Yeah, he's out 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. I get home from I told the story the other night on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Get home from visiting Hope and driving down the driveway. Braylon's pushing his bike, and normally if they're in the driveway, I got a really long driveway. I'll spin tires or make noise in the gravel, and they'll run out of the way and goof around. And Braylon just kind of barely moved. I'm like, what's wrong with him? So I get up there and I nod my head at him, and he kind of barely moves his, and I roll my window down. I was like, did you have a wreck? Did you wreck your bike? And he was kind of looked at me like, how'd you know that? And he's like, yeah. You okay? No. I was like, God, get in the house. Get in the house. So I ran in the park and.
Because you looked at his arm, you're like, he's broke his arm.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to freak him out, so he didn't say anything.
Yeah, I could tell he definitely, it was not right. And then took him. Then he got two fractures in his right above his wrist,
and elbow. I think it's fractured.
Yeah.
And they put him in a full cast or whatever. But and I totally didn't I don't know. Yeah, you have to remember, he was in shock, and I was in shock as a mom because they come in and they both were just talking like we're talking right now. I didn't realize the severity of the situation because they both were calm.
Yeah, and like I said, mind you, they hadn't been home long from their vacation, their spring break.
I drove 9 hours and had just put our stuff up. So I'm mentally just out of it anyways.
Excuse me. So I walked through the door as not to alarm anybody. I'm calm, cool, collected, try not to freak Braylon out and freak Megan out, and I'm like, hey, you need to check on him. And she's like, what's wrong? And so he wrecked his bike. And so Braylon walks into the kitchen, and he scraped his nose just a little bit.
He was bleeding a little bit on top.
And she didn't see the blood inside of his nose.
Yeah.
She didn't see that. Thank goodness. So he walks in there, and he blows his nose, and she's like, first before he gets in there, she's like, Braylon, take your shoes off.
Because he had mud all over. He had fell. I was like, what's he walking in the house with mud all over his shoes?
And then I'm
Take
like,
off.
looking at Megan like, this ain't the time. This ain't the time. You
But
know?
again, I didn't know
He's
the
hurt.
severity of it.
So she gets in there and he's like, I can't move my arm, can't move my arm. She's like, oh, what do we do? I was like, we need to go to the hospital. Now, mind you, we get home and just go straight to the hospital. But while we go to get ready,
The last thing, but let me just set this up before you make it sound like I'm just a terrible mom, okay? Okay, the last thought I had before all this happened was, don't start that load of clothes because Travis is going to have a few clothes. It's not enough to make another load. Wait for him to come in and grab his clothes and finish and start the load. That was the last thought that went through my head before everything else happened with Braylon breaking his arm. So when we're getting ready to walk out the door, I'm like, Travis, I need your clothes. Travis looks at me like, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
He's got a broke arm. We got to get to the ER. And I'm like, I am so sorry. Like, no, you're right. We do need to get to the ER. But that's the last thing that registered, and that's what came out. So it was a long night. We got to the ER, went to the orthopedic doctor. He's in a full arm cast for 6 to 8 weeks, out of basketball completely, probably going to miss a little bit of baseball. Ooh, Lord Jesus.
yeah,
come on,
when she
straight.
said that, I'm like, right now is definitely not the time.
And then
for
I'm like,
that.
hey, pick the bike up. So I didn't want the bike to rust. We just
Yeah.
bought the bike. I'm
Yeah,
like,
she's like,
pick
pick the
the bike up.
bike up, and I think the camera, the doorbell camera, is like catching me going.
Oh,
we need to
yeah.
go,
it,
you
caught,
know?
it caught you mumbling under your breath. Because I went back
Yeah.
and watched it. I was like, what'd you say, Reed?
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah.
That's
Huh?
anything bad.
Yeah.
Yes, Sam. I know they play Kentucky. I said NCAA tournament, not NC.
Tell him, Sam Cross.
Well,
Let him know.
I know that
She gonna keep you straight.
she can't keep herself straight.
I do like that she calls things sweet cakes, though.
Sweet cakes. that's
I
right.
love that. She calls like little Debbie's stuff sweet cakes. I love that. I'm gonna start doing that.
Are you?
But yeah, so we got everything down pat, and it's about 8:23 now, so I'm about 20 minutes past my bedtime.
Yeah, you are. So, everybody, thanks for tuning in to watch us sit here and goof around and pick on each other.
We have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, we can pencil in some more times. There will be more.
You have one more shout out to give. Your daughter's birthday this
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday, and
Hope's-
it'll be over for the time next time you go live.
Hope's 19th birthday.
Yes. We do not.
19.
Yes. 19th birthday. So Kim's birthday's today. Hope's birthday is Saturday.
Yeah, my dad and Donna's birthday was last Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's a lot of March birthdays.
A lot
So
of
happy
March
birthday,
birthdays.
Hope. Everybody wish her a happy birthday. Good one, Sam. Good one. Oh, we'll talk about that at work tomorrow.
Ooh, so good.
So guys, if you want to, we do have our own TikTok channel called That Couple. Y'all check it out. It's mainly her making fun of me.
Well, we have some fun stuff. We have fun. Life is too serious, and we don't care. We don't care if people think we're cringy. Like, if there's 10 people that laugh at it and we make people's day better, we're going to do it.
Yeah,
We don't
absolutely.
care.
Absolutely.
But it turns out there's a lot of people that like it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And people have asked me, like, hey, we're not going to do another TikTok, or we're not going to do another thing. And that was, no, a year later, almost, we do another
Yeah,
one. So
yeah.
we'll be more consistent. I want to speak that into existence. Hey, Yvette.
Yeah, so appreciate you hanging out with us. You can follow her. Tell about your TikTok channel.
So I try to keep them the same. Instagram and TikTok is Megan excuse me, hiccup. MEGAN _ 615 VIP, Megan 615 VIP. And That Couple is our TikTok one that we get a lot of views on it. We're slowly growing. We're about 300 there.
Yeah,
Slowly growing. If we post on it more consecutively, we would be fine. But,
yeah, for sure.
we have fun. We
Oh,
have
yeah.
a good time.
Yeah, she has fun at my expense.
It's a lot of fun.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Till next time. Hopefully, it won't be 9 months later. I'll say 8 months. I don't like using 9
I was
months.
gonna say, don't say 9 months. Everybody like, oh my God, no, we are done.
Oh,
we are
she's
done.
pregnant. You're gonna
We are
have a
done.
little
Yeah,
baby.
let's stop any rumor there. I mean, people are like,
Yeah.
oh, they're getting married in
Yeah.
February, shotgun wedding. Yeah, just because
I
we
hope
want
Eli don't hear that.
just because we wanted to. When we first got together, side note real quick, because we're off the air, but people were like, we're gonna set up a GoFundMe account. You know, his close friends were like, that way Travis and Megan won't have any more kids. They got so many. You know, like, you know, making fun of us and stuff. But we laughed. It was a funny joke. It was funny. When you have a lot of kids, you're gonna get those jokes, whatever.
For sure.
But we are done. We're officially done. There will be no Reed babies.
No.
I'm glad to be a Reed. Glad to have a bonus starter Reed. He's glad to have my children as bonus kids, but we have a dragon that we share custody, or we not share custody. We live together, so we have a dragon we're in charge of, and we can remember to buy worms for him. We don't even do a good job with that sometimes. We feed him. He's got food, but
he's
he
not
likes,
dying. No,
he likes
good.
worms, but yeah. So no more of that.
Nope, that's it.
So
All right.
hopefully soon.
Appreciate it, guys.
See ya. T says, I holla. Oh yeah.